Marcus Smith, thank you so much for joining me for Beyond the Pitch, where we normalize talking about finance. So let's talk about you growing up a little bit. So you were born in the Philippines and then you moved to Singapore. What was that like?
Yeah, I had a brilliant upbringing. I was born to a Filipino mum in the Philippines. I lived there for 8 years, then moved to Singapore for 5 years and then moved back to England. My upbringing was brilliant. I got 2 younger brothers. I enjoyed with them, playing barefoot, sports, fighting in the garden, playing a bit of computer games. Some of my fondest memories are from Asia.
So when you were growing up, what did your parents do for a living?
So my mum ran a salon in the Philippines. She loves cutting hair. She used to cut mine and my brother's hair. And my dad works for Credit Suisse in Philippines, and now he works for Citibank, so he's in the financial world.
So growing up and obviously having a dad that was in finance himself, did he kind of instill some wisdom in you when you were growing up and when you were kind of coming into your own and then eventually receiving paychecks of your own?
Yeah, I think for sure. I think he was very big in organising like your files, making sure you always look at your statements, because even the biggest of businesses get things wrong, so making sure that you count every penny, as he would always say. And then my mum would be on my back, make sure you save your lunch money, make sure you save this, save that, only spend on useful things. But I think the combination was massively important for me, and it's made me enjoy life as well, enjoy life as well as save as much as I can, and set myself up for life, hopefully.
When you did come into the league and started receiving paychecks, was there one specific thing that you had your mind on that you knew you wanted to purchase as a reward for all the hard work you put to get to where you were?
Yeah, I wanted to get a Mercedes,
Okay.
so I got a nice Mercedes A-Class, a white one.
Nice.
It had nice wheels on it as well, which I was pretty proud of. I also bought a house, which was a big thing my mum got on my back about getting myself on the ladder.
So do you have a financial planner? I know you mentioned obviously your dad is in finance, but do you have a financial planner as well?
I have a financial advisor who helps my dad, but I saw him quite a lot during my house purchase, but now more recently I'm looking to save now and looking to diversify my investments to other things, which I'll try and get onto once I save a bit of money.
So you guys are in a really interesting position as professional athletes. So when you are so young in the scope of your whole entire life, you receive these paychecks and then you have a career that lasts, if you're lucky, until your mid-30s. Yeah. And then on the flip side of that, you also have friends or peers that you've grown up with that aren't in the athlete sector, that are maybe in uni or they're beginning their careers. And is that something that you notice at all when you are out maybe with friends, or is that something that's always in the back of your head, like we're at different phases in our careers?
Yeah, I would say that's something that I found a bit difficult.
Yeah.
I had to mature pretty quickly joining the Quins first team. I made my debut here at 18, and I remember all the older boys were talking about mortgages, school fees and all this stuff, and I just wanted to enjoy my rugby on the pitch,
play rugby, yeah.
Spend a bit of money on food and stuff, and that's the kind of chats I try and have with my schoolmates who are obviously at uni. Some of them are working in London. But I now understand through experience and getting things wrong at times, almost the stark differences between where we are. However, you've got to embrace it. At the end of the day, they were my friends from when I was 13, 14, 15, so they've known me for the longest time. So I like treating them, and hopefully when they are more successful than me, they'll be treating me and looking after me as well.
They'll return the favor.
Yeah,
then.
exactly.
So you spoke about the changing room a little bit. When you are in the changing room with your mates there, do you find that you guys speak about finance? Is that something that you, with the other Quins players, is that something that you guys talk about, investments or things you've bought or things you haven't bought, etc.?
I would say most people are pretty closed with their finances. Yeah. They like to keep things private and off the pitch. However, there was people around me during my first year when I bought my house when I was 18 who kind of guided me along the way. They were always on my back. Oh, have you spoken to the solicitors? Have you done this? Have you done that? And have you got paid a deposit? How much are you paying? Fixed rate and whatever the other one is. But I think just having those guys in my ears, clearly they had my best interests at heart, and they helped me massively and allowed me to understand it a lot quicker. So now I live with Caden Murley, who's around my age, and he's looking around as well, so I can be the old head, or try and be the old head, and give him some advice as well, because I want to help him as much as those guys help me.
You spent your entire life focusing on rugby and getting to where you are. Does it surprise you that the interest, in finance? Because it's obviously a factor, but I feel like, again, as you mentioned before, people don't speak about it that much, but it does seem to be a genuine interest.
Yeah, no, for me it's an interest. I'm not shy in saying it. I want to make as much money as I can. Obviously I've got a short career at the end of the day, I've got bills to pay. I've got my brothers to buy things. I've got to buy things for my brothers and stuff. And my mum.
Don't let them know. Yeah.
No, exactly. But for me, it's a big driver of mine. And for me, it's massively important to maximise my career, maximise what God gave me and my talent, to make sure I set myself up for life, which is a big aim for mine. But I think we can be, as players and as young players, we can be more open and more interested in it, I think,
absolutely.
for sure.
Absolutely.
It's a long way to go.
Yeah, thank you so much for chatting with me, Marcus.
Thank you, Erica.